this question I'm about to ask is really beyond the purview of the show. Really, all they're doing with the scene we saw with Sasuke and Sai is to show she has feelings for Naruto. Of course, she's harbored this secret attraction she won't admit to herself. She's probably going to be boring Ratu's mother. They're probably going to end up married. That's what I assume. Who knows? But that's what I assume is going to happen. They seem to be shipping. They've got that belligerent Han Solo Princess Leia attraction, which I can't stand. I hated that romance, even as a kid. That didn't feel like romance to me. Bickering all the time, arguing. How was that fun? And gee, what a surprise! They end up divorced when we get to the future, right? In the sequel series. Yeah, because a relationship based on a foundation of arguing will never work. You're not supposed to argue in the honeymoon. The arguments come later. If you're arguing in the honeymoon phase, get the hell out. It's never going to work. If you can't get along with each other at the beginning of a relationship, it's just never going to work. So I hate that. It's such a this is also obviously very heavily inspired by Star Wars. Visually and story structure wise, there's a lot of inspiration from Star Wars. They take it a completely different direction. It's not plagiarism, but even the romantic underpinnings are Han Solo. If Luke was Han Solo, and Sasuke is basically also Han Solo, but Luke is like the romantic version of Han Solo, but also Luke Skywalker. Naruto, Naruto is Luke Skywalker, and the Han Solo part as far as romance goes. But then Sasuke is the rogue who actually goes rogue instead of comes back to the Death Star. Sasuke would have left and not rescued you at the Death Star, right? But I don't want to go too far down that road either. I'm not even to the question I was going to ask. Man, I'd be meandering. But the point is that I don't like their romantic shenanigans. Not just because I hate shipping, because I don't like belligerent romance. But that's clearly what they're doing here. The purpose of that scene with Sai, shit talking Naruto, and her threatening to beat him for that. The purpose of that was just one of the purposes, besides the comedy in the moment, I guess, was to show that she has feelings for him, which we already know. That's why she's basically his appendage these days, because she has feelings for him. But the question is it offensive for somebody not to believe you can do something? On the face of it, is it offensive? Now, he seemed to be saying he didn't believe Naruto could do it because he was weak, he's a moron, and I can't remember everything else he said, but he definitely said moron, right? He's weak, and all this stuff, right? So it could be rude to say it out loud that you don't believe somebody could do something. It could also be rude if you give the reasons in such a way that's just, wow, damn, this is over the top. These are offensive reasons. That could also be rude. But is it rude? Is it offensive? Is it worth you getting your ass physically whipped to think, I don't believe you can do this? I don't think so. It's never bothered me. A lot of people, as a filmmaker, a lot of people aren't going to believe it. I don't believe you can raise the money for this. I don't believe you can direct this film. I don't believe you can finish this script. I don't believe you can finish this movie. I don't believe that people will distribute this. Sometimes I prove people wrong. Sometimes I prove people right. Sometimes I couldn't finish a movie. Sometimes I couldn't finish a script. I never got a film distributed. So the people who said that they didn't believe I could do it, they were right. It's a dog eat dog world. We can't always succeed. So I don't think it's a requirement. People should be required under threat of violence to believe in you, to believe you could do something. And like I said, it's beyond the purview of the show. That's not what it was, an unintended implication of what they were saying. She's like, shut up, Rob beat you. She will beat him for not believing Naruto could do it. Just thrash him, fracture his skull, break all his bones, put him in the hospital, put him in a coma because he doesn't believe Naruto. Now, again, like I said, I'm taking it too far. But the underlying insinuation of that is you're an asshole if you don't believe somebody can do something. But sometimes, you can't control what you think. You can't control what you feel. You look at a situation, you're like, yeah, I don't think they can do that. That's just what you feel. You could be wrong. You could be right. You're not Nostradamus. So is it offensive to not believe somebody could do something based on what the evidence you have at the time? I don't think so. So I think she was being very harsh. But again, like I said, I don't think the show was saying that. The show was doing something else. You could just take it that way. Now, what I will say, like I said before, is it rude to say it out loud? I think it's rude to tell that to somebody cares about Naruto. It's rude to say that to her. And so for rudeness, maybe you do deserve a bump on the head. Maybe not a full beating, but one toxic, domestic violence punch. I don't know. Like I said, this is mostly just a thought exercise. A lot of times this will raise questions in my mind. You should question everything, question assumptions, question social norms, because I don't think it's rude or offensive to not believe somebody can do something, especially if you're willing to, when they do it, say, "Wow, I didn't think you do that. Congratulations, man! I'm really impressed." And maybe they have failed before. Maybe they failed a lot of times. Maybe it's an industry like filmmaking where failure is pretty much the norm, and actually succeeding is the exception. So it's common to think people can't do it. Here, this jitsu had never been accomplished before. So to say you don't think he can do it, nobody else in the history of our planet has been able to do it. So, I don't think it's that offensive. All right, well, anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I guess we're starting with the heartbreak portion of this. Yeah, you know what that is. And I saw the OVA where he gave her the seeds for that. I wonder if that is canon. Probably not. But it's those little things that come at the end of every episode. I watched a few of those. So if you look at my shorts, you'll see it there somewhere. But the other point of me showing that to you was I think the episode starts with a black screen and then cuts to this. We're just starting on this frame. You'll probably only be a few frames off if you just start at the very beginning of the episode. But so we have the potential of all queuing at the exact same spot. I wanted to. It's hard to queue on black screen, especially when it's several frames of black screen. I wanted to queue on something visual. So, all right, this is episode 82, and we're going on one. 3, 2, 1. Well, shit. He should have swung by and said goodbye. Dick. Yes, I'm blaming the victim. I heard her voice actress in those OVAs I was talking about. She was good. Oh, shit. I like how they're doing this, man. Tell you what, these editors are top notch, man. Well, it's really the director in animation because the director is the one who selects the shots. We're going to animate this. They do the storyboards, of course, and so it's probably conceptions at storyboard level. We're going to do this is how we're going to transition from here to here. Let's see this as an animatic. And we look at it and, okay, that's going to work. So when I say editor, in live action, they shoot a bunch of footage. The editor puts it together, right? Now, the way I would shoot my films, I shoot my films in Japanese way. The Japanese shoot what they use what they shoot. They shoot what they're going to use. So in other words, if there's a close up of me when I say the line, "That's my dog," they're not going to shoot a wide shot of me saying "That's my dog." They're going to shoot the close ups and they'll get several takes of the close ups. But there will be no other angle of me saying "That's my dog" because they've already edited the entire film in their mind. I started shooting my films that way just to save time. We were getting 18, 20-hour days, and I was only paying people for 12, so I needed to get that down to 12. So what I would do is before we'd shoot, I would edit the film in my mind, and I would arrange the script pages and the shooting schedule in that way. We're only going to shoot what I'm going to edit. We're not going to shoot a bunch of extra takes and then figure it out in the editing room. That's not the usual Western way of filming. So usually they will shoot a bunch of crap, and the editor assembles it in the editing room, and then you can compliment the editor. In this case, we should be complimented. The directors are amazing on this show. The shots they select, the way they put them together, the transitions between shots, just absolutely brilliant, man. So good. That cold open was another example of that. It's interesting. They didn't really revel in her grief. Probably because we don't know her much as a character. If this was Sakura getting this news, that scene would have been 3 minutes long. Or they just don't want to revel in it. Like, it can be self-indulgent. Guy Sensei's wrecked. Look at him. He must have really liked him. Shikamaru? Yeah, he probably can't make it to the funeral. There's always that one asshole who won't show up to the funeral. And yes, you're an asshole. It's not about you, asshole. It's about the other people that care about him. You show up. That's what you do. I love how the kids just be randomly jumping on this. I love how they just jump up there at that age. They've already got the talent down. That's some skill, man. Just leap up on the roof. I know you're not supposed to. I just think that's impressive at that age. They look like they're what, 6? That's how when you get to be 14, you're leaping up in the trees and it's no big deal, right? Man, how do I get away from all these damn, what do they call them, curtain climbers, rug snatchers, rug crumb snatchers, rug rats, I think is what it is. Eat my ass. Yeah, read the newspaper sometime. F you. Read the newspaper. Yeah, so quit talking shit. Yeah, read the newspaper, like I said, man. Flip on a radio. I guess it's uncommon for somebody at that rank to die, so that does make sense. I'd be shaken too. I got some of that with Dad. People didn't know Dad was dead. A lot of the local stores, I'd go get his food every day, right? So I stopped showing up because he was gone, you know. And so when I finally stopped by to get something, I say, hey, you haven't been getting food for your dad lately. How's he doing? You know, usually you just lie because you don't want, they're a casual acquaintance. You see him once a month, right? So I just lie and say he's fine. I didn't want to get into it. This case is different, you know. Now that's a killer transition, man. This dude been. Look, I'm laughing because I've been there with grief, man. I've been there. I know exactly what he's going through. I don't want to do shit. Leave me alone. They got laid on the couch for 18 straight hours at one point, right after he died. There was also the long, slow build-up. He was in a nursing home for 3 months, so it wasn't exactly a surprise. This was a shock. I can't now. That's the kind of grief I can't imagine. The suddenness of it. I had time to prepare, even though you're never prepared. I had time to prepare. This has got to be a lot worse. Yeah, no shit. Why do you think that is? We're just trying to pass the time, a-hole. Yeah. Can you fight? You gonna get out there in the trenches with us? It's personal now. He's gonna wreck him. Damn, dude. Well, I was just talking about this in the intro, but damn, dude. He's trying to keep his son from getting killed, but damn, dude. I guess I'm instantly a hypocrite. 10 minutes later, hypocrisy. It's not a perfect world. Yeah. Yeah, obviously. I keep forgetting to see if there's an app for that. I want to try it out. What a guy. Father of the year here. Checkmate. Yeah, he's feeling the impending doom, right? I'm not even grieving in this as tedious. Flip the table over. Shut the hell up, old man. Man, old people suck. Yeah, I would have done that 2 minutes earlier. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to what he said though. Yeah, what's your point, old man? God damn. Trying to provoke him to get let out. I see. I like this. I wasn't sure about this old man. I like him. I don't think this is good grief counseling, but it works for the situation. He means well. I think you should let people grieve their way and stop being intrusive about grief because everybody grieves in a different way. I've seen people judge, oh, they're not grieving the way I think they should grieve. They must not care, That don't mean shit. Everybody grieves in their own way. There's no two ways to grieve. Also, I don't think there's anything you can say to a grieving person that can make any difference whatsoever. Just, I'm here. That's it. Saying you're sorry don't mean nothing. They're in a better place that could make you angry. It made me angry. There's nothing you can say, man. I wish there was something I could do. Don't mean shit. Just, I'm here. They'll come to you if they need something. That's probably the only thing you do. It feels shitty, and you feel impotent, and you want to do more because you care about the person, but really less is more in grief. I believe, just what I think. Other people may feel very differently about it because, like I said, grief is different for everybody. Other people may want you in their face, but I would never do that unless they would ask me to because, I believe you should leave them alone. Let them come to you. I like how he hit the board so hard the candle went out. That was pretty cool. He's gonna start strategizing how you beat these assholes. They give him an idea. Maybe if I knew Shoji better. I did download the app during my break. I'll start playing a little bit, see what's up. Looks interesting. I think he's gonna come up with a strategy. Yeah, look at his eyes. How would you, if you had it to do over again, if you could do everything, if you could go back in time, what would you do differently? That could be very helpful in this scenario. How are you going to take them out? He's going to come up with something. He's the smartest person on the show, I think. One of my favorite characters. There's nothing I appreciate more than a smart character. Everybody has their place, not everybody can be a genius, but I love the genius characters. There's just so much you can do with that. Especially because none of us are ever going to be geniuses, so it gives you something to look up to. I know they they gave the father a scar because they look so much like each other. It'd be hard to tell them apart otherwise. Other than the fact, the character probably got scarred for, they want to show that, but that's another reason to do that. They're showing the kids a lot this episode. An old man dies, a baby cries, kind of. I think maybe. I mean, he wasn't an old man, and they're not babies, but I mean, maybe doing a little something with that. Look, we got power lines. We need some way to utilize electricity against these assholes. A taser, since we clearly have electricity. That noise is a shit. I wouldn't necessarily call it music. Oh, that's Choji's mom? And his dad? Yeah. What the hell? Can't wait to hear what he came up with. Work smarter, not harder. You know, when you can't find a fat guy, just saying, I would be easy to find in the woods or the mountains or whatever. The hell? Dude. Did he eat himself into a stupor? Dude. Disgusting. Not that he needs more food. There are people who are grossed out by the noise of people eating. They must hate this show. He's light on his feet. We'll give him that, right? Yeah, excellent. But just one thing. He's recruiting. This is an episode that's taking its time, but I love the pace of this episode. Other episodes could have as much story. Why do you keep saying you're going to do it? There must be some ritual or something that they expect him to do. But other episodes could have a pace like this and feel like it's all padding and filler or whatever. Not real filler, you know what I mean? This one is perfectly paced because it's letting it breathe. It's really hard to put your finger on, but sometimes you're letting it breathe and sometimes you're just padding the episode. This is letting it breathe. They've really handled this whole storyline so well. Is he starting to smoke? Ew. Oh, okay, just for him. I'd have. He found his way again. Nuts. They're not just going to go off by themselves, are they? It should be part of the plan, the organization, right? You can't just go half cocked. I thought he's make up a plan for the next time he encounters him. You do have 3 days, though. You know they're trapped for 3 days, stuck in one spot. They are. They're going to go sneaking off. Okay, now you are a dumbass. Hell yeah. Look, I'm on board. I just think they're stupid. We really should put a guard on this gate. If nothing else to inconvenience these people. You're so busted. Oh shit. This is rank betrayal. You're fired. Yes. I've got a plan. You don't have much time. You're out of your mind. I thought that was the end. That's why I was laughing. Because they went to white, you know. Oh, shit. Really? You're not part of the plan. You're out of your mind. So clearly you have no authority here. This is rank betrayal. Throw him in the brig. Sometimes a good leader knows when to back down. And she's a good leader. Look at that sun coming up. F him. He broke my arm in 3 places. I'm mad. Yep. More like Team Awesome. I got jokes. Hell yeah. Yep. They were going regardless. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I love that though. I was just bitching about them not having a guard at the gate, and she busted them. Here, okay. Here's a question: did she see them sneaking around the streets in the what? It's not twilight. I guess dawn's early light. I guess what we say. Was she like at her window, maybe having a drink, looking out at the village, and she saw them? Like, wait a minute, what is it? What's Inoni doing? Wait, is that Choji? Wait a minute, who's that over there? Wait, is that Shikamaru? And then she got to the gate just in time. Was she just walking around and just happened to see them headed for the gate, or was she posted at the gate expecting this? I'm thinking she was probably posted at the gate expecting this, but it wouldn't either one of the other scenarios make as much sense, right? Another banger episode, man. Every one of them lately has been 10 out of 10. Even the one where I was mad halfway through, but it turned out they just brought it back so he could talk, right? So just banger after banger. They are really nailing it. This is fantastic storytelling. I love Naruto. I love him. I love Sakura, but like I'm not missing them. This is great, man. I'm really enjoying this a lot. I was gonna pause it anyway because I want to like go ahead and download the app because I keep forgetting. I just yeah. So I was gonna pause it, do that. I was just looking for a scene change so it'd be easy to sync. But then I missed a line of dialogue, so let's do this. Oh, you just said Asuma is dead. Okay, but now Asuma is dead. I like that. He was talking about how you're somebody that the village can depend on in the future, but now Asuma's dead.